Hey guys, it's Maymay and welcome back to part 2 of our envelope mini album series. And if you want to see part 1, I'll have it linked below and possibly in the iCard up here. But this is where we are. We've created this little album, which is like the skeleton or the base of what we're going to be building onto. And then I started trying to decide how to do my cover. So I've been playing with some things. And I really liked this photo, which is from the paper pack. By the way, it's the cut aparts in the paper pack. I really like the way this looked like a photo. But then I went into the ephemera pack. So let me show you. These are these guys. This is the ephemera, and then we have the frames and tags. So I went into these guys and pulled out some things I liked. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to use it yet. I kind of have an idea, but I'm not sure. One thing I want to do is I want to add a little texture to the front of this album. So I want to have something that's not just paper and it's not just flat. And I have this ribbon. I love these ribbons. I get them when they're on clearance at Michael's or Hobby Lobby at the end of the season and buy them when they're super, super cheap. And I get these kind of colors that are sort of neutral. And I love this green and this brown, but I'm really leaning toward this green because I'm using a lot of brown on this album as it is. So I'm thinking I'm going to try to incorporate this. I really don't know how this is going to go. We'll see. Okay, so I cut this piece to fit the front of my mini album, pretty much the entire thing. I cut it 1/4 of an inch smaller than the mini album. Let me tell you what size this turned out to be then. It turned out to be 5 by 7, exactly. So 5 by 7 on the front. And I'm thinking I want to put this piece on in some area, maybe to the side here. And then I was considering this piece because I think it's really pretty. But then again, I really like this piece too. I thought this one might be good. And maybe I could do some kind of compilation of different things at the bottom, etc. So here's the thing. I'm going to put my mini album aside and I'm going to work on this piece of paper so I can work flat for now and then decide what I'm going to do. I might let that be kind of centered at the top. Okay, so the first thing I thought was it might be cool if I took this green ribbon and I ran maybe 5 or 6 strands up one side. And then underneath where that front piece is, underneath this piece, pull them together and tie a bow. You know what I'm saying? To give a little texture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run some sticky tape along the bottom of this. It's about time for me to get a new roll. But I'm going to run some sticky tape right down here. Cut that off. And this is on the back of my piece that I'm doing. And I'm going to lay in this sticky tape, that ribbon that I'm going to use. Now, I'm not going to reveal this side of sticky yet. I'm only going to pop this piece off so I can get to it. And that's where I'm going to start with the ribbon. All right, so let's decide how long our ribbon strips need to be. So I just need them to go into the sticky, into the tape. So something like that. This will get us our first kind of guide for how big of a piece. And I want to use 5 pieces. So I'm just going to do this. That's 2. Now I'm just going to kind of line them up. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to push this forward and we're going to work in this area here. I'm going to use my cutting mat to help me line these up. So maybe lay these every 1/2 inch or every 1/4. Let me just look. I'm going to lay this one in real quick. Just like that. And I'm thinking every 1/2 inch because it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, every 1/2 inch. I'm just going to use that to help me line this up. So sticking this polka dotted side up because that's what I want to be up on the other side. And just using my cutting mat to help me get the right distance from each other. All right, so we got 5 pieces there. Then I'm going to wrap these around and I'm going to pull them as smooth as I can into that other tape on the back side. So we'll just do one at a time. So let's reveal that sticky tape here. And I don't want to do them super tight. If you pull your strings too tight, your ribbons too tight, you'll cause your piece to buckle. You don't want it to buckle. Plus, I want to be able to tie them together kind of in a bow. So I'm going to leave them pretty loose. Like, I wonder if I should even tie them first. I'm going to leave them a lot looser than I think I should. And I'm not going to glue this down before I tie the bow on. So that way if I need to adjust them, I can. So see how loose I left that one? Because I want it to pull to the middle. See, that's pretty good. See how much pull I've got on that? That's good. All right, let's do the same thing here. And I'm going to leave it a little loose. Not quite as loose as the last one, I don't believe. I don't need it to go as far. Pull that to the middle. That may not be loose enough. I mean, that may be too loose. We'll see. I'm just going to keep wrapping. When we tie the bow, we can adjust. Okay, so my plan, I got these guys laid out. My plan is to take another piece of ribbon, run it through, and tie a bow. And I got to see where I want to tie that bow. See, that'll look kind of cool. Okay, so see how that piece fell out? That's okay, because I can adjust it in just a second. But I'm thinking something like that. All right, I'm going to tie the knot here. And I'm tying a knot to start with. I will put a bow on it. But I'm going to come back and do the bow as a separate piece because it's just too fiddly to try to tie it and hold all this stuff together, okay? So we're going to do a knot. I'm going to put this piece where he goes in just a second. Tie that knot. Good deal. All right, and like I said, I'll come back and put a bow on top. So it'll look like there's a bow there even though there's not. I'll lift this up. I'm going to grab this piece and put it where it goes, which is about there. And then stick that into the tape. Now, just to keep these in there nice and snug, I'm going to take my die release tool and rub those into the adhesive. You could use your finger, but you'll just stick because they're a skinny piece of ribbon. Okay, so we got that done. I'm going to cut this. I didn't do a knot. Let's do an actual knot so it won't go anywhere. Okay, now I'm going to cut this down kind of low. When I'm done, I'll go back and tie a bow around it. But I wanted that kind of texture on there, and I kind of like that. And I'm gluing this down to my work surface. But there we go. All right, let's decide what we're doing here. I like this under here because I think it helps that to pop. And I want something else around it too. Let's just decide. I kind of like that. And I like that like that. These little smaller pieces I thought were cute. I don't know how to use them yet. But it might be cute to have this coming out of here, like it's kind of the tag for what this album is going to be. And then the truck. I'm just going to sit that without smashing it. And then I've got all kinds of little chipboard leaves and acorns that I might could put around to kind of fill it out. But I kind of like it. I kind of like how that looks. And then it'll have a bow right there, which I think will really tie things together. Let's go with this. I like it. All right, let's peel this off of here. Move this back over here. Take this guy out. And I'm going to start by gluing this little tag down. Oh, you know what else? I had a sticker I was thinking about using. Let me go to the sticker sheet. This is what's cool about having all of these pieces, right? You can do all kinds of stuff. I thought about putting some of this on, like one of these pieces for a little extra. Here's what I was thinking. If I added this, let's lay this back in. I added this back under here. Okay. I did that like that. And I put this piece on. I could put it under the bow, or I could put it lower down here. Kind of like it lower. I think it shows better lower. I'm going to do that. I just did it. Right? No going back. I stuck it down. I think you can just layer and layer and layer and just play. And this is not wasted. I'm going to put it back on my sticker sheet so I can use it again if I want to use more of it. And then this I'm going to stick under there. For me, covers are always the most intimidating part because I'm always afraid I'm going to not like it when I'm done or, you know, wish I would have done something different. But I think just layering a lot of different things on the front cover is cute. All right, so question is, do I want this to be like this? I kind of don't love the shape as much as I'd hoped I would. I want to see if I would like it if I cut that straight up there. That's crazy, right? But I like that better. I'm going to make an adjustment. I'm going to make an executive decision. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get this off my work surface. Bring my trimmer over. And I'm going to get to trimming. I know somebody right now is not loving me for this. But I just don't like that extra point at the top. Somebody agrees and somebody doesn't. That's okay. That's the beauty of crafting. I might save that for something. I like that better like that. I just do. I'm going to have to just barely catch it down here at the bottom though. Because of that G. Yep, I can't save those pieces. But I like it better straight. Let's look at it. If I made a mistake, it's just paper. I can always put it back. I can do something to put it back anyway. See, I like that better. And I think I see more of my strings at the top that way too. And it feels like it fits in better to me. Just like that. I like it. Okay, so now I want to pop this up on foam. I want it to be lifted up. So I'm going to get my foam out. Okay, and peel the backers off of this. I just kind of avoided the ribbon. There was no sense in trying to stick it down to the ribbon purposely because the ribbon's going to release from it anyway, more than likely. So just do it this way. And I'm going to add some glue to that. I put my lid back on too tight, so my glue is seeping out. I'm going to have to fix that. I had to clean my fine metal tip out, and when I put my lid back on, if you put it too tight, you kind of create a vacuum, and that's what I've done. So, all right, let's line this guy up, just like so. I like it so much better with the tops cut off. So much better. Isn't that funny? All right, get that stuck down there. Then let's look at the truck. How do I want my truck? Do I want him straight? Oh, I like him at an angle. I don't even have to think about it. The angle is so cute, like he's running uphill. And it also lets some of that bottom show. But I'm going to put him on foam tape too because I want him to be a little bit on top of that piece. So I think I'm going to put him on 2 thicknesses of foam tape. I think that'll be very daring. No, I think it'll look good. So I got 2 layers there. And again, I'm going to add glue because I don't want it to go anywhere. Just a little. I'm going to place this on at sort of an angle. Like that. That's cute. Stick that down really snug. All right, let's move this stuff and see what we're working with. I really like that truck. It's so cute on there. So cute. Let's tie the bow and see what we're looking at. So I've cut for myself 3 pieces of this ribbon, and I'm going to tie a bow with all 3 of these pieces and see if I can't get a loopier bow or a bigger bow. So let's just see what we get. I was going to tie it on the strings, but I wasn't having a lot of luck when I tried that. I didn't really like how that looked, so I decided not to do that. It just looked a little puny. So that's my bow I'm going to use. I'm going to trim these ends to match. So let me just hold those up together here. Just kind of give them a haircut. Like that, so that they'll all kind of fly out, kind of splay out. And I'm thinking I'm going to put a little pumpkin or something in the middle of that bow. I like how that looks. This is not as sprayed out as I wanted it to be. And again, you can glue these little pieces down in a specific spot if you want to. I'm going to use sticky tape to hold it there. So I'm going to wrap some tape over that knot. So that'll do 2 things. That'll hold that in place as well. Right there. Lift this up. This will be hidden behind here because my plan is to put a pumpkin on top or something in the middle of that bow anyway. So if we do that, and I can stick this into the tape like so. That's cute. I like that. Okay, let's see what's going in the middle. So I found this piece that's a apple and a leaf. I think that's really pretty. I think I'm just going to glue it directly on. I may come back and do this with hot glue, but for now, I'm going to stick this on like this and sit something on it to let it dry. And it probably will be fine, but if not, I'll come back with some hot glue. So I'm just going to sit a acrylic block on there and let that dry. And I think that's going to be what I call the front. I may come back. I probably will come back and do some white stitching on the brown because it's so brown. But I'm going to let that dry before we do anything else to it. So I'm going to move this aside. So it's time to start working on the other parts of the page besides this little guy right here. It's time to start working on these pieces. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a solid piece of paper to be my first mat. So what that means for now is I need to measure these pieces, which should be the same as everything else we've been doing. But I'm telling y'all, I measure over and over and over again. But the reason is I don't film these consecutively. So I'm not making this project all at the same sitting. So if I get up and walk away and I come back, I forget my measurement. So you probably do that too. Or if the phone rings or whatever, just measure again so you don't waste paper. So I need to cut these 5 by 7, which is what I was thinking, but I want to double check. You'd think I could remember that one. But, all right, I'm going to go back to, I think, the macchiato paper. I just think this colored chocolate is so pretty. And so I'm going to need 5 pieces that are 5 by 7. So it's going to take me 3 pieces of cardstock to do that. So the best way to save time is go ahead and cut this page down to 7. So there's 7 inches. And don't throw this away. Like, this is good paper. Those are good size strips. You can use those. And then I'm going to cut this to 5. So from that piece of paper, this is the waste I have left over. But I will keep this because I can use this. There's no telling where I can use it. So I need to do that 2 more times. I normally cut these pages 2 at a time, but Christopher's cardstock is so thick and rich that I can't do that. So that's why I'm doing them 1 at a time. Okay, so once I round these corners, these pieces will be the ones that mat to this flat page we've got right here. But something I'm going to do that's different than I normally do is I'm going to build these pages outside of the book. So in other words, I know they're going to fit where I want them to go, but so that I can make easy work of it, I'm going to build them sitting flat and then put them into the book. So we need to round the corners of these guys. And I only need to round 2 corners. And because this is solid color cardstock, I can do it like this, but then I want to show you something that's going to be important. So I got these rounded on one side, and let me show you what's important. Okay, so because where this is going to go, this brown piece is going to mount just like this. Okay, see how that's going to look? That's going to be like the first mat for that page. Then in here, I'm going to have another one just like that one. So it'll go like this, okay? Then in here, we have a little difference because I'm going to need this one to go like this, and I'm going to need this one to go like this, okay? Making sense so far? And then the last one here will go like this. So to save myself some struggle, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my pencil, and I'll be able to see this graphite on this brown paper, but I'm going to put an X here, and that lets me know I need to build this page on top of there. Okay, I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to do an X here and an X here, so I need to build those pages there. And then on these, here and here. Now, you know this about me. I'm a person who does kind of one step at a time all the way through the book. So I'm going to do this flat now. We'll come back to these guys later, and we'll come back to this later. I don't know what I'm going to do in those, so we're just going to work on these flaps. So by doing what I just did, now I know I can build these pages on top of the X, and they will lay in the album like they're supposed to. Hope that'll save you a little trouble later, because if you build them and then go, I built them upside down or backwards, that's always a pain. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take one sheet that goes this way and one that goes this way. And you know that middle section I've got that opens to each other? I need to keep those not too bulky, because if I put flaps and funny things on those, I'm going to have too much bulk in that section. I could always turn one the other way, but even so at this point, I'd have still 2 pages going together. So these pages I want to make real simple, and I can treat it like a full layout. So for this double page, I'm going to work my way from the top down, and that may sound funny, but what I mean is I'm going to work my way from the toppest layer. Is the toppest? I don't even know. But the thing that's going to be most forward on my layout, okay? So that for me is going to be this little pumpkin. I think this is really cute. It's from the sticker sheet. I'm going to turn that this way. I'm not using my chipboard pieces here because remember, I'm trying to keep the bulk down. So this page I need to keep kind of flat. I also want to use this strip because I kind of want this to feel very cohesive, like it runs together. So I'm going to use this across the bottom. So I'm going to put that there. And I might even use what was left over from this little guy, if it'll fit. I'm going to look and see. Doesn't quite fit, but I still might use it. I think I can make that work, and then I'll have a good place for it. I may need some other stickers and stuff, but that's how we're going to start this page. So my album is going to be very kind of hodgepodge, and here's what I mean by that. I don't even know what size pictures I'm going to print out yet. I haven't printed them yet. But for this page, again, I want to keep it kind of flat. I think I just want to focus on 2 photographs here. So what I'm going to do is cut some squares to fit on either side. And I'm going to cut, I'm thinking 4x4 squares. See how 4 really fills up this page? I think that's what I want to do, is do some 4x4 squares in orange and then use a pattern paper on top. Then when I print out my pictures, if I print them in 3.5 by 3.5, they'll fit just fine. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and cut those pieces that are going to mount here. So this is really similar to how this layout's going to start. And what's really cool is these pieces are leftover pieces from some of the cutting I did earlier. They were already 3.5 one direction. I just had to cut them 3.5 in the other. And I want you to notice this is a 4-inch. And I did this at 3.5, so I wanted a little more orange to show, and I wanted to use those scraps, so I kind of let it tell me how much space. So when I print my photos, I'll either need to print them 3.25 or 3 by 3. I can decide. And when we get to photo printing, I'll show you how I do that. Don't worry, I'll bring you along for that. Okay, so I don't love how perfectly flat this looks against the brown like this, so I'm going to use some images from the sticker set for this, and I know I've already used the autumn from my ephemera pack on the front. But how cute would this be kind of stuck against here, so I'm going to put that there. I pulled out this little flag from the ephemera pack because I think it's super cute. And what else might I want to use on here? I think I'm going to come in and use some of the leaves and things like that. But to get us started, I'm going to go ahead and glue these pieces together. So let me get my glue. So I just got my art glitter glue. Just going to run this on. And again, you can still use sticky tape, but for speed, I like to use the art glitter glue. So I was thinking for this sticker that it would be cute if I just ran it right alongside here, like it was the tab for this photo. I think that's cute, and then that will go there. So that gives a little movement there. I also stuck the little sticker on the side here on this little part of the photo mat because I think that'd be super cute right there. And then I'm going to do something here. I'm kind of leaning toward this flag, and I can't decide if I want to have it to come out this way. I just like a little something for movement, just little pieces here and there. I can't decide if I want it to come here or even maybe down low. Maybe down low, and the reason is because I don't want everything to be in one spot. So I think I'll glue that down toward the bottom. So add some glue here. And then just stick this guy out. As a matter of fact, I don't need as much as I have here. So you know what? I'm going to cut some off because I can use it somewhere else. So hurrying before my glue dries. I don't know if I'll use that little piece, but there's no sense in wasting it back here, right? All right, so glue that on there. It might be out a little too long. Nope, looks good. It's pretty good. I think I'll move it in just a little bit more. Okay, so then that just gives some movement there. And then when we come down below and do the decorating down here, it's really going to help. Okay, so here's what we're going to do for this. I'm going to take these two pieces and I'm going to push them right together. And using my cutting mat, I'm going to line them up. And this is important because I want to run this sticker across both pieces. Okay, and I actually want to mount the sticker on the bottom before I mount these so I know I have room. All right, so I'm going to bring this guy over. I told you I wanted to use this one. Once we get this one laid down, the rest will be easy because this will be stuck together with this sticker. So also using my cutting mat to help me, I'm going to hold it like this and just kind of be off the edge a little bit. And I'm going to use that line to help me get it straight and stick that down. Now, I'm just going to leave that stuck to my board for a minute. We'll trim that in a second, okay? Then remember I told you I thought I could use this. I do think I can, but I think I'm going to ribbon tail the end of it. I do this a lot with these stickers just to make them feel like either ribbon tail or do a little angle cut, either one. To kind of make them feel like they're meant to be there. Go. And just as a dry run, I want this pumpkin in kind of this area. So this is where I want to put this, in this general vicinity. And I want to kind of keep it straight. So I'm going to use the plaid on the ribbon itself to help me do that. So look at that. It looks pretty cool, right? We're already getting kind of some shape built, and we're not building any volume because this is in the middle of the book. Then I want this guy to go right here. I think that looks really cool. And I really need to stick him straight down. But because I'm going to be putting him on so many different heights here, I'm going to add glue. I want him to stay. So I'm going to put that down there as our focal point. Isn't that pretty? And I think I'm going to go back and find some words for in here. Let's look at these stickers and see what we got. That's cute. What about falling for you? I like that. I think I don't want to put it across the middle. Maybe I want to put it on top of the pumpkin a little bit. So let's come out here and find ourselves a spot to line it up and let it hang over the pumpkin a bit. Oh, that's cute. I'm not done. I love the stickers. I'll use these stickers so fast, you guys. You know that I will. I'm going to put some of the leaves just here and there, the ones that are circle cut, and then they'll all match. I'm leaving myself room to mount these, though. Probably should mount them now. I just got a little ahead of myself. Put these little dots of leaves everywhere. Oh, I'm going to put a little glue on that sticker piece, too. That's hanging off there. Now, you do want to make sure you're covering up your X mark you made on your paper. But see, by doing this, I don't have to go back to the album over and over. I know this is how this page lays out, and I've covered up that X, so we're fine. And this page is going to get two of my favorite photos, you know, because it's going to be kind of the centerpiece or the centerfold of the book, and I want it to kind of really have some of my favorite photos on it. So I'm just slicing these pages apart with my pen blade so I get a nice even cut. Not quite through on that sticker because where it's double thickness, make sure I get in there. Feels like I'm making it. And if I need to trim that up with my scissor, I can. So I got that. So now I'm just going to pick this up and trim all this that's hanging off the edge, which is not much, just this one sticker. Come back here and trim that. Okay. And I might use that on something. Just going to sit it up there out of the way. So look how cute that page is. And then this one. Again, you just never know. I could probably use these little pieces on this page. Maybe add another little ribbon tail. Let's just see. That's not bad for a little more movement. I think that looks good. I'm going to save this one for somewhere else. You never know when I might want another little ribbon tail, but that was kind of cool to do that. So this is ready to go in the center of the book. So let's go ahead and glue it in. So here's our two pages that meet together in the middle. And so this one's ready for this side. Perfect. And this one's ready for this side. Isn't that cool? So now we have a centerpiece laid out that way, and it looks really good. And they're not going to be too thick so that they compete when it's time to close the book. I love the way that looks. So see, now it opens up like that. Isn't that nice? I love it. And then when we close it, nothing in there is competing. That section I just needed to keep pretty flat. I could put some flaps and things in other places, but for here, that's a good spot to keep flat. And then I'll add my photos here, and they'll have the pretty little border around them too. I do not normally use my pattern paper for those sections, and I may not do that throughout the rest of the paper, but I just wanted to try it here and see. And a lot of you tell me all the time, oh, that's such a waste of paper to put a photo on top of it. And if you feel that way, certainly don't use this here, okay? Do it the way you want to do it. But these were some scraps that were laying there right ready to go, and that's why I went with them. So for this page, I want to play with height, okay? So I'm going to take a piece like this, and it's going to go to one corner, and then this orange piece is going to go on top of that. And then I'm going to put 3 little squares down this side. Put one like that, then one like that, and then one down here if these will all fit. And they're a little too perfect, so I might need to trim those down a little bit. I did them at 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, but I think I'm going to trim them down by another 1/4 of an inch. So let's bring the trimmer back over. So instead of 2 1/4, maybe I'll even do 2, let's see, we'll do 2-inch squares. And here's the thing, this is going to be for some tiny photos, and I'm okay with that. I have fun printing smaller photos, and you know, I'm going to tell my printer what to print anyway, so that won't be a problem. I'll just have to know what size photos I want for this spot. It's really good for like if you have Instagram photos and you want to print those out. But don't worry, I'm going to tell you how I'm going to do it. We're going to print those together too. All right, so over here, I'm going to put these little 2 by 2 squares for either photographs or for journaling or for whatever I want to put on there. It doesn't have to be photographs every time. I might just want to write a story about the day, right? The other thing I want to do is I wanted to showcase these stickers. I think they're so cute on here in that line, and I thought they'd be cute running down here and maybe have something as a focal point down this way. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these pieces together and down. Not these yet, just these, and then I'm going to put those stickers on. So just erase my pencil mark, no big deal. Because this is solid core paper, I could erase it without too much damage. You really can't tell that I did. But you might want to think about that. You might want to put a tinier spot or put it somewhere else on the page if your paper might show your eraser marks. For the most part, you're going to cover those up, no problem. I just decided to be different and do something to the side of this page. Again, I'm not building height on these pages because of where they are. I don't want to build any thickness or dimension. I want this to be fairly flat. There's that one. I am going to glue these down. I said I wasn't going to, but I'm going to go ahead and glue these down. And if I want to decorate, I'll decorate around them. I think I'm going to start with the one in the middle to kind of get myself a good spot for it. And I'm not super picky about this. Like I don't need to measure and all that kind of stuff. I eyeball things. And if it's not perfect, by the time it's all done, nobody's going to notice that. They're going to be so busy looking at the cute pictures or reading your cute stories that they're not going to care if it's perfect. And I don't think that looks too bad. I got a little more distance in one spot, but we'll figure all that out. All right, let's do the stickers here. And I think I want to leave myself room to put something at the bottom. But for up here, we're going to lay these stickers out at starting at the top and just go down. And wherever we land is where we land. I think I'll use the plaid to help me line. I think I'll use the plaid to help me line things up. Then I'm just going to go right underneath it and just keep going. And wherever we end up is where we end up. Isn't that cute? I just think it really showcases the little words. And how much do we love having stickers that do the work for us? I love it. It makes it look like we spent all this time printing and planning and stamping and all that, when really, we're just using the stickers. I like this one. Fall is fun. Fall is fun, y'all. In Alabama, it's fun because we get a little break from the heat. That's cute. I love that like that. All right, and then I want to put something down here. I have been eyeballing this sticker for a while, and it is this wheelbarrow. I just think it is so cute, and I think I want it to go in this area and then maybe have some leaves fall down the page in different places. I just think that's so cute. I think it's going to go there. I've been wanting to kind of showcase it. All right, so I'm going to put some glue on it. And you might wonder why I put glue on some things and not others. Those square stickers, these rectangle stickers, probably aren't going to have any ends that lift up or have anything to get pulled or tugged on. This little guy could, because he's got all these uneven pieces and parts. So to be safe, I'm going to glue him down as well as stick him down. It's just in my brain. That's how my brain works. Now let's see if we can lay some little leaves around. So I've got this one. I'm going to put it up in the top corner like this. And I'm going to go on and off of those, but I'm going to try to leave myself room to put the pictures in. And worst case scenario, if I need to lift up one of the stickers, that won't be the worst thing in the world. I can do that. Put one here. And then, not another blue one. Let's do another color. Here's a pale one. Put this one here. And then I might even add some over here. I think they're cute. Isn't that cute and so easy? I love when they're easy. All right, this one's ready to go in the book. And I think it's going to go right here. Look at that. I just love it. This is really coming together. You guys, check this out. I love this bicycle and this little scene right here. I think this would be so pretty at the bottom of a page. So I'm laying this down to see if it'll fit, and it will. So I'm going to cut this strip out and use it. I'll probably use several of these strips because they're adorable, and I'm all about these lately. So I'm going to cut this on my trimmer. And I even like these words. I may even take the words off of there and use them too. So let's cut this dude out. And then let's lay it on our page and see if we need to do some trimming. I want to make sure that little harvest sign stays on, and see how it's hanging off just a little bit. So I need to come back, and I think I need to cut this as close to the bicycle as I can. So I'm going to lay this into my trimmer, and I'm going to cut it right to the seat of the bicycle and see if I can get it all on there that way. That may still not be enough. Oh, I think we just made it. Just did. All right, I'm going to cut this 5 inches wide. Let's measure this guy. It's right at 2 3/8. So for this one, I'm going to cut it 2 5/8. So 3, move over 2. So 2 5/8. You know what else? You can use your perfect layer guides for this, and that would work really well too, because you just glue this straight down to the orange. But see how much better that looks having that little layer behind it? And then when we put it onto our page, we get that, which is so good. Now, I could technically turn this into a pocket if I wanted to. Again, I'm trying to keep thickness down on these pages in particular, but I could turn this into a pocket. But I think what I want to do is I think I just want to have it as a focal point, and I want to have a good size photo spot at the top here, something I can put a pretty big photo in. So let's see how big I can get up here. So I'm going to cut this piece 4.5 wide by 4 tall because I want it to tuck under here. It's not going to be a pocket. I just want it to lay that way. I think it'll be pretty like that. So 4.5 inches wide, just like so. And I really don't have to cut this off. And let me see. If I don't save too much paper, well, that's a pretty good strip. I'm going to cut it down to 4 because I can use that for something else. All right, so that's going to go there. And then that will go underneath. All right, let's stick this one down first. Okay, and I know that this is going to have a little matte border around the top that's equal all the way around. So I can lay it down first and make sure we get in a good spot all the way around. Just like that. So that's where my photo can live. All right. And then this little guy, I'm going to mount these two together and put it down here. Isn't that cool how it all kind of seamlessly goes together? I like that. I'm hanging off the slightest little bit here. All right, so I got that trimmed up, and that's going to go in that area just like that. Then I want to see how that little word strip that's on here would look. Okay, I like this little word strip, and I like this section that says, "A Christmas in the air, hooray, it's autumn time," and I think that's going to fit on there enough. I'm going to cut that off and see what it looks like. It's really close. I won't think I'll have to trim A, but I think I can get crispness and then put that either here, or I could put it at the top, or I could put it up here. Either way, just going to lay it around and see what we get. Maybe I could put it underneath. Wait a minute. What if we just do this? Hooray, it's autumn time. Look, I knew if I played with it long enough, we'd figure it out. Okay, so this I'm just going to glue right there. I love that. And that's how you do it. You just lay things around, play with it, see what it looks like, and you get your pages made. And then I have a big spot for a photo right here. This would be a good place for like a landscape photo, wouldn't it? Like if we went to the mountains, I think that'd be pretty if I had a mountain scene right there. All right, let's put it in the book. That's my favorite part, putting them in the book. All right, I think I want this to be the very first page because if I do put a scene from the mountains, it'd be good because I could put where we went and that sort of thing. So I'm going to glue that one right into the first page here. Okay, so we have this one done. We need to do this one. These two are done, and this one's done. We just need to do one more, and our flaps are done. Wow, that went kind of quick. All right, let's do one more. Here's my base. I really like building these outside the book and then putting them in. I usually don't do that, but I really like it. And we got to figure out what we're going to do with it. So this feels weird, but I think I want to do it. There's this wreath on the sticker pack that is absolutely gorgeous, this wreath. How pretty would that look if this page looked like a door? Now, I know that's weird to do that because it's kind of taking up space for nothing and it's just a decorative piece, but I'm going to have a lot of places to put photos and journaling. If I wanted to just kind of waste a page for the heck of it, I could. I think this would be the coolest thing to look like a door, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to take this wreath and let it be what makes this page be what it is. And I had all those scraps left over, remember, from cutting these pages down, and I'm going to see if we can make it look like molding and create our own door on here. And I wonder if I can get 3 strips at the top. I think I can lay these like 3. It's going to be hard for you guys to see because it's dark, but you see how the layers are going to work like that. So I'm still not going to build dimension because I'm not going to put them on foam. I can't do that. But I'm thinking this will work. I don't know. Let's just see what happens. What's the worst? It's just paper, right? Okay. Let's measure this. I think I want these to go down about 4 inches. So I'm going to trim these to 4 inches real quick. And you know what else? This is that other strip that was left over from these brown pages. I'm going to use it as well. And I think I'm going to cut these down. If this is 4 inches, I'm going to cut this down to 3 3/4 and let it mat inside of there to look like door molding. So there's one. I'm going to have to use all 3 of these pieces I had left over from cutting my pages. That's a good thing, though. I like whenever scraps get used, right? Okay, so there's 3 3/4. Okay, so now I want to do this with another piece of brown. So let's see what I've got here. So let me do a little pre-layout so I know what I'm doing and so it makes sense to you guys. So I've got this piece that'll go kind of here. Then this piece is going to go in the middle of that to look like molding, okay, to kind of give us the feel of a door. And then this piece is going to go here. It'll have another piece in the middle for molding, like so. Then this piece here, and I wanted them kind of close together because I want it to feel, you know, like an expensive molding filled door, something that's got a lot of routing in it. So look, that's the top of our door. Then down here, I've got this piece cut, which is the right width, but I need to establish the height for it. So I need this to be 2 1/4, it looks like. So let me cut one down to 2 1/4. Yep, that's going to go in there nicely. Then I want to layer another piece on top of it too. So if that one was 2 1/4, let's do this one at 1 3/4. So we have a pretty good distance between the two. So lay that one there. Nope, that didn't work. I have to cut the length off too. I forgot. Okay, so it was 4 1/4, I think. Nope, it was 4 1/2. Let's cut it down to 4. Much better. Like that. And then I want to see if one of these little leftover pieces will fit inside of there too. It does, look. And then I might put some words on there. We're going to turn this into a door yet, y'all. Okay, so let me start assembling these pieces. So we'll move this out of the way so it doesn't confuse us. All right, so I'm going to glue all of these pieces on top of each other. Now, if you were making this for like the cover, how cute would this have been? I still could make this the cover, y'all. Well, not really, because I've already done that one up so good. But how cute would this have been for the cover to do the door? But if you were making it for the cover, I'd put foam between these layers because you could. You'd have some room for the dimension. That'd be cute. I'm not going to stress about it. I'm sitting here thinking, oh, I wish this was the cover, but it's going to be what it is. If you watch this series and you watch it from start to finish before you make yours and you want to make it your cover, I want to see it. Show me a picture of what you've done because I bet it'll be precious. All right. A little more glue. I even think I have some decorative brads left over from another paper pack. It's not this pack, but I think the Celebrate Autumn paper pack this year came with some decorative brads or had some of in the collection for that. I think I'm going to see if I have those available too because I think those would look good. All right, let's stack all these guys up. And I think I'm going to put one of those brads right here. And then I'm even going to do something else. Oh my goodness, I'm loving this page. Yep, remember it was the Celebrate Autumn pack that had these brads in it. But if you have a brad, any brad will work. I think I'm going to use this one that's teal. Silver and teal. I think that'll pull out the teal in the pumpkin. I mean in the wreath. So here's this guy. And I'm going to put him right here on this page. So I'm going to use my crocodile and punch a hole because that's a pretty big brad that needs to go through there. Good deal. Put our brad through. Now this happens to me a lot. See, I don't have space to open this brad both ways. So I just do it one direction like that. Because once I glue this down, it's going to stay in place anyway. And then I just press it really firmly like so. And I can put sticky tape on the back and it'll definitely stay in place. So I'll just peel off some sticky tape. Come back here and kind of set those prongs where I want them. And those aren't going anywhere now. All right, let's peel that off. Okay, it's time to start gluing stuff down. I'm going to start with this closest one to the edge, which is this guy, and it's going to be what drives the rest of them. If you need to measure this out and get it all perfect, go right ahead. I'll probably wish I had when I'm through. I'll be like, if I had measured that, it would have looked so much better. But we're just going to go with it. So there's one piece of molding. So look when I get the light to it. See how that's going to look? Oh, love it. I'm going to wish I had this door at my house. So our doorknob goes in place. All of our moldings are in place. Look at that. That's cool, y'all. Okay, and then this piece is going to go right down here. And then the whole reason we made this panel, or this door, is for that wreath. So let me bring that wreath over. Just think that's going to be so pretty right there. Like this door has a wreath on it. And I am going to glue this one down because it's going on lots of different levels. And I want to make sure wherever it's touching, it sticks. So that bow is at the top. Do I want to hang it at the top? Or, oh, I think this way is pretty. Or this way. I think I'm going to go this way. Nope, my ribbons are facing down, aren't they? So those ribbons need to fall down. My bad. So we got to do it this way. I'm glad I paid attention to that because I'd have been sad about it. But because those ribbons are trailing down, I can't have them up in the air. I bet some of you were yelling at me. I appreciate it. Thanks for telling me. Okay, now my other thought was, I want to see if this will work. There's this pumpkin topiary. See this? How cute would that be beside the door? So cute, like it's beside the door, although it's on the door. And what if we put even another little pumpkin down in the other side? I'm just going to stick them there and we'll think about it. And then, what else can I put down there? Will this thankful fit inside of here? It does. Maybe that. Maybe that basket. We'll see about that one. Here's another pumpkin. I got to decide about these. I'm pulling them off so I can decide. Oh, I like this one. We'll see which ones we end up using. Because they can all go back on. I like thankful right there just because it looks good. It can go there. This little basket is cute, but I think it might even look cuter here next to those big old pumpkins. And then maybe this one over here in this corner. And I might could stack this one behind here. I want this to look like somebody just bought a whole bunch of pumpkins and put them at their door. What if I did that and did this and did this? Yep, we're doing it. All right, all of these seem to have good sticking. They're sticking everywhere. I think I'm just going to do these sticking them down. Look at that. I like it. Look at our little door. Okay, I want to see if some leaves can go up here because I feel like this needs a little leaf or something. Yep, I'm going to stick this little leaf here. Just needs a little something to kind of dress it up. Maybe put one in between each little spot. That's cute, y'all. I really like this. I didn't get that on there very straight, did I? No, I didn't. Now that I'm looking at it, let's see if we can get that off. If we can't, it is what it is. Nope, there we go. I didn't even put it in the right spot. That is cute. And it goes here. Y'all, that's really cute. And it looks like a little door. And it's cuter in the book than it was sitting on my work surface. I'm real happy with this page. Stick that in. Oh, I love this page. I really do think this would be a cute cover. But look, it's like you open the door to something. I love it. Oh, I'm so glad I did that. So I had kind of a crazy idea. And I don't normally do this because sometimes I feel like it's kind of wasteful. It's not wasteful at all. It's a great idea, but I normally don't do it. But I want to show you these pockets. I can put anything I want in there at any time, no matter when the album's finished. Like if we go on vacation, if we take another little break during the fall or something, I can add more like movie tickets, movie stuff. Like I can put anything in here I want anytime. But we literally went on fall break, and that's what I'm going to be using the pictures for this album for. And we did a lot of stuff, and I want to write it down while it's fresh in my mind. So I went into my own stamp sets and got out the one called Letterboard Love. And this stamp is our letterboard, and I stamped it on both sides of the cardstock. We're going to do one together in a second. But I think this in here would be so cute and be a great spot to write all about our trip on, because I have a lot of memories from this trip I really want to hold on to. And I don't feel like that's wasteful to use this pocket for that. I actually feel like it's brilliant because years from now, when you're looking through this book, and you're seeing pictures and things that you took or whatever reminders you have in this little book, won't it be cool to pull this out and remind yourself of what you were doing maybe in this particular picture or what have you? So I'm going to make one of these for every pocket, and we're going to add a little something else to it. So let me show you what I did. I cut a piece of cardstock that is 4 by 5 1/4, okay? And I'm using the ink that's called Acorn, the VersaFine Clair Acorn. And what I did both sides. I just inked up this stamp. I went ahead and did some off camera because this is the same thing over and over again. So ink this guy up just like this. And I have to do it twice. Once is never enough. These bold stamps or these solid image stamps like this can sometimes need to be done twice. So I did it once like this. Let that ink transfer. Okay, so there's one. Oh, I got that in the way. All right, and then the second time. And this will just clear up any spots where it might not be perfect or where I got that edge. I just totally inked my fingers completely up. See, I don't care how neat I try to be. I don't even have my rubber banded out today. I should. I don't have it out today, so okay. That is what I did. Take this little guy out, and I'll show you I'd already done the back of this one, okay? So let me put this up before I get even dirtier. Then I just took my corner rounder, and on the 1/4 inch side, I rounded all the corners, and that makes this look like like the paper came this way. Isn't this cool? So here's my 5 after I rounded the corners of all of them, but I thought these needed a little pull tab, so let's make one. So going back to my scraps and getting out my 1-inch circle punch, I'm going to come through here and I'm going to punch 2 of these out of 5 different pages. So I'm going to get myself 10 little circles, and each set of these are going to become a pull tab. So there's one. Let's do this little plaid. And I'm still using my scraps. Like I haven't even cut in any more paper, any more full sheets. I love to be able to use my scraps like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little dot and I'm going to line it up to where the edge of my little letterboard stops, the little frame is. That way I'm not crossing over into my lines that I'll be writing on. And I'm going to glue this down. And I'm going to sandwich the matching dots over the edge. You'll see what I mean. So put a little glue on here. It's time for me to refill. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm just going to center it. You could probably even count the lines on this stamp to get exactly in the center. I'm just going to eyeball the center for myself. Okay, and then on the other side, I'm going to add some glue and put the other one on top. So now we have a cute little pull tab. So when we put this into the pocket, we can grab it like this to pull our little journal sheets out. I think that's cute. The reason these journal pages came up, I think it's kind of funny. We just came back from our fall trip to Helen, Georgia. We took one this year. We normally don't really take a fall break trip, but we thought it would be fun and it'd be the last time we could go before the holidays start. So yesterday, I was up front with all the girls in the store, and I was telling them about our trip, and I kept thinking, wow, I have a story for every picture. I mean, I literally do. And so that's why I was thinking, I'm going to need some journaling space. So there's my little journal spots, and they're ready to go into our book. So it's neat. You can just slide them in, and you've got that little piece poking out, and these will go all the way. They fit just perfect. It's actually kind of funny how they fit. So you have that little dot, but I think I'm going to pull it out a little bit so you can see it. Okay, so there's that one, and I'm going to put one in every one, so because I'll have lots of stories to write. So this is my cover. It's dried. It's been sitting off to the side letting this little bead dry on here. And this is how it's going to go on the book. I'm still not going to glue it down yet because I'm still opening and closing this book so much to finish the pages. So I'm going to move this to the side and we'll do a little walkthrough for the end of this video. So you can see what we've done. We did this. We've done this. We've got our little pull out for our journaling. So that's one page. Here's our second page. Our double layout, which is so cute. And there's our little pull-outs. They look cute in there, don't they? And then our last page and our pull-out. All we have left to do is our back cover, these inside flaps, which I'm still not sure what I'm doing yet, and then whatever we're going to put in these pieces. So we do want to put something, and I've got some ideas. I actually have something I want to try I think will be really cute. And if it does, then this will be one more part, and then we'll put in pictures. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're making it along with me. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments below. And if you have started your album, show us your process. Go to our customer gallery on maymaymadeit.com and share with us what you're making. I love to see what you guys are doing, and I think it'd be fun to see your process. How funny to just sit that on there like that for you to see it. It will get glued down, but I'm going to finish opening and closing it so much before I do. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Talk to you again real soon. Bye-bye.